Happy Monday, guys. Welcome back to A Potent Dose of 3. This is Kathy.
This is your girl, Linda.
And this is Jazz, and we're here to bring you your weekly dose.
This is the second part from last week's episode.
Let's get into it.
Let's go. Because this is the other thing. Linda, how are you going to tell me, we're going to have a meeting today?
I told you, the Hunger Games experience.
I'm like, lady, I have things to do.
Tell you last minute and expect you to be there.
Exactly, and expect you to be there. And I'm like, you have to be kidding. And then she has the nerve to be like, don't stress out.
What do you mean?
Kathy's over there like,
yeah, what do you mean don't stress out?
Yeah, like this Thursday, supposedly there was a meeting. I didn't find out until she canceled the meeting.
Oh.
And I was like, there was a meeting. Like, what? Like,
yeah, that's stressful, honestly.
And then because it changed everything, and then that's another thing.
Girl.
Sorry.
I wish people could have a video.
That's why we need video recording, because if y'all can see,
Kathy's facial expressions.
Yeah, she's over here throwing her head back, putting her hands in the air, everything.
And she wonders where Thiago gets it from.
Yeah.
And then, like, I'm comfortable with Zoom. I'm comfortable with email. Now she wants us to use only Teams.
I don't like Teams.
For people that have used Teams, sometimes it works better on your phone than on your computer.
What's Teams?
Oh,
Like Microsoft Teams. It's like another Zoom, but it's just like Microsoft
Not
version.
Zoom. Got it. Okay.
Yeah.
And she supposedly posted a schedule there. I can't find it. Like, I've been scrolling and scrolling for next week.
What class is this?
This is for preceptorship.
Oh.
Because we have to sign up weekly.
And then weekly.
Yeah, and so I have to do the schedule weekly for everybody.
I wouldn't like that.
But
I would they're putting their job onto you. I would have been complaining
like me and the other two people that do like this scheduling. I kid you not, Linda, I spent 3 days working on schedules.
Are you getting hours for scheduling or something?
For sure, I'm putting that down because it's work that I'm doing.
But did they tell you?
And then they told us just to put it down because it's a lot of work.
I'm sorry, but
you're doing their job.
You're doing their job.
They doing that. That's one.
They are happy you rolled your eyes.
Yeah, and
So-
happy she said, "Yeah, I'll do it."
So then, because I didn't go to that meeting, I don't know what happened. I'm assuming now they're gonna take the scheduling part, but then now I can't find the worksheet to sign up for next week, and I literally can't find it on Teams. So I have to like probably text one of my group mates to see how this week is gonna look for me because I don't know.
I'll be lost.
And then they're trying to incorporate like stress management techniques like dancing and coloring.
They're causing the stress.
Yeah, like they're trying to put like people to dance and color and everything. And with some certain people, they're gonna swing at you if you try to be like, hey, let's dance. They're gonna look at me crazy.
What are you talking about?
For preceptorship, they want to incorporate a station for dancing and coloring with the
residents. You're talking about in San Francisco?
Yes.
Okay. Honestly, you'll be surprised because when I was it was for community health. Because your preceptorship honestly sounds like
it's the same thing.
What you're supposed to be doing for community health. You're working with the community in like some way. But where I was placed at in San Francisco for community health, every week we had to come up with a new activity, a new like lesson plan or something. To engage with them.
Yeah.
So they probably would like doing dancing and coloring. Like we give them the option. They're not forced to do it, but we had activities for them to do. Like one week we made stress balls. That's easy. Go YouTube. You can make stress balls using like balloons and stuff. So there's a lot of people that actually like doing that stuff.
Yeah.
You don't got to force them, but you may be surprised. They like food. So anything with
food. Yeah, I saw
it.
that. I noticed that. So then we have that, and then
who gets sued there? No, I'm just kidding.
And then we have to do a big health fair, which is stressing me out because it has to be done by the end of class, which is the beginning weeks of December, and they don't. First of all, they don't have a date. Second, like there's a lot goes into a health fair. They haven't like say what do they want us to do, assign jobs. So I don't know if it's like a me thing, like is it just me stressing me out or it's just like
it's a lot going on.
I can see it being a little bit of everything, but I feel like you're taking initiative, with the things that you're trying to figure out, like asking questions and stuff.
Yeah.
So I can understand why you're frustrated, because like you're actually trying to figure everything out so you can get started on it.
Yeah.
And they're literally throwing a bunch of stuff at you
With missing pieces.
Yes, and you're over here trying to put the pieces together, but there's
and the puzzle
pieces.
ain't puzzling.
Yeah, the puzzle together and you're
Yeah.
missing pieces. So it's understandable.
So yeah, that's my update.
Yeah, that was a long update.
Yeah.
I also went to changing subject, sorry. I also went to the health conference you just reminded me. I went to the pre-health conference and it was interesting. It you know, I'm shy with speaking, but something I did find is I think that doing this podcast really helped me like talk and engage with people.
Be comfortable with talking to people.
Yeah, so like even like just walking up to the school and, you know, introducing myself and talking about the school. Like I felt like I had more confidence. I felt like I knew how to just flow better.
Have a conversation, like an actual conversation.
Yeah, it was really cool.
That's good.
But I did learn a few little things from this conference, which I would like to share with people if you are planning to go to a conference, or if you're just, you know, ready to apply and you want to go like just make connections with the schools, or if you just don't even know any schools and you just want to like get to know more about the schools. Going to the back tables is a very good thing to do.
Going to the back tables first.
Yes. Going to the back tables first, because what I noticed and what I saw a lot was people were going, like crowds were in the front.
Mm-hmm.
In the front. And I was like, I'm going to walk to the back. And because I did that, I got a lot of one-on-one time with like the dean of admissions, or like with the just with the admissions committee, which was really nice.
So basically work backwards. So you won't be in the crowd with all the other students.
Exactly.
That's
like there was
smart.
a bunch of crowds. Me and the admissions committee were like one-on-one having a conversation. And I think that really helped them know who I was, because I feel like there was a point where I was, you know, at a station and there was a crowd, I really couldn't connect with them. Mm-hmm. So that really did help.
That makes sense. What is your second advice? Do you have another advice?
Yes, I do have another
Okay.
one. Another one would probably be like, I wouldn't go into like that station just like without knowing what you're going to say. And I say this because it's probably not good to ask like questions like, oh, what's your minimum MCAT score you accept? Or what's the minimum GPA for your school? Because I've heard a lot of times this makes it look like you are not a competitive student, or you're just, you know, trying to see where you can get in. Mm-hmm. I think one thing that helped me connect with the schools is like doing a little reading about the school and knowing like about certain programs and asking questions or follow-up questions on the programs, or like just trying to get more information that the internet or their website didn't give me. And, you know, in doing my secondaries, I knew what schools I was going to. So I was able to like kind of look at what I wrote about in my secondaries and do like follow-up questions. And so I kind of went in like with a plan about what I was going to ask about, which really did help. And it helped me, you know, because I'm sometimes shy.
Okay.
So that was really good too.
That makes sense. Okay.
Okay, Linda, your update.
My update. It'll be short and sweet. I'm just kidding.
I know mine's was so long.
No, it's okay. I felt like mine was
perfect.
long too.
It was perfect. For me, it's just mainly everything is going great. Not great. Everything is going good with this part or this semester of the program. I feel like it's definitely way more organized. But I'm just
rubbing it in.
Girl. I'm honestly just emotionally tired. Like I'm tired. Like I got to the point where I don't want to do anything. I just want to sleep. I don't know what it is, but I am learning a lot, and it's hard. It's like so far it's been difficult in the sense that now we're learning how to diagnose, and
that's really cool.
It's cool, but it's stressful because a patient may come in saying like, I have chest pain. The chest pain can mean multiple things. So we're learning how to, it's called a differential diagnosing. It's like, okay, they have chest pain. So what are all the possible not symptoms, the possible diagnoses that they may have. Yeah. So we have to rule out the red flags. The red flags is like the ones that's life-threatening. We want to get those out the way so we can say like chest pain, are they having a heart attack? oh, we, ask them questions to see if they have a heart attack. If it's that, we roll that out. It can be something as simple as them having GERD, or like pneumonia or something, embolism or something. So it's a lot, in a sense that there's so much for me to learn. And the SOAP notes may sound easy, but to me it's stressful. It's been difficult in a sense for me that I've been struggling writing SOAP notes because I'll do it one way and then I'll get it corrected with like the TA and they're like, oh, you're missing X, Y, and Z. And I was like, I don't have a clear example to follow. And I keep asking, like, can you give me like an example of a SOAP note so I can like follow? Because the examples that they have online, it's not completed. So I went off of that, but then it's not fully complete. I was like, give me, like, I'm like a visual person.
Yeah.
Like to get it right, like I need something to follow.
I agreed. I'm kind of the same way too.
Yeah. So
it's like a checklist.
The checklist.
Yeah.
And then once I have the perfect example and I start to follow it, then eventually I will catch on. And then another struggle that I'm finding with myself is that when we're doing the case studies and we have to interview the patient and do like HPI to like learn about their symptoms and try to give them a diagnosis. With me, I struggle with being able to talk to the patient, ask all the questions, and plus write everything down. Like for me, it's hard to balance. Like
that's funny that you say that because as an EMT, that's been a struggle too. Because I'm over here like talking to them, but then they change subject, and I'm over here like still trying to write down what they were saying, and I was like, "So what medication are you on again?
Like, can you repeat that?" So that's for me. I'm struggling with having that balance of learning how to write and listen at the same time.
It's hard because you don't want to make them feel like you don't care to listen to them, but it's like I also want to make sure I'm taking care of you the best way.
Yes. And for me, honestly, it's like I would like to just listen and not write. But with this, while we're learning this, they expect us to write out everything by hand.
And I honestly think that's something that's going to come with time. Yeah. That's like, I don't think you're going to, no, I really think it is. Cause like, even sometimes I'll watch like, I'll work with my partner and I'm like, damn, how did they do that so well? And then they're like, oh, I've been an EMT for this many years. I'm like, okay.
Like you make you feel better.
Yeah. I'm like, okay. Yeah. It's baby steps.
Yeah. And I'm excited to get to where you're at, but I'm also like I could see how it could be like hard and stressful because imagine like the example that you gave, a patient that comes with chest pain. There is so many things, but then you have to also think you have a certain amount of time that you have to do this.
A window.
Yeah. So it's kind of like, oh my God, I have to rule this out in like less than 5 minutes so I could get to like the one diagnosis so I could get into like whatever help he needs. And it's I could see it. I mean, it sounds excited to me. But
honestly, you'll love it because I'm loving this process because it's actually what I want to do in the future. So I feel like, not to say it's more pressure, but I'm more like I really want to learn it. I want to get it right because it's like, dang, like after this, I'll be on my own. And this is like what I'm learning now and is what I'm actually going to be doing when I'm working as a nurse practitioner.
That's soon.
You have to very much so realize that you're literally still in the process of like, you already dipped your feet. Now it's like your thighs are wet. Your whole body's under.
I'm like, let me just throw myself in the water.
You can't just jump in there, okay?
I may drown.
There's a lot of pool references today.
For real.
I don't know.
I'm like, I don't know. But it's been fun in that sense. It's a lot to learn. The professors, they're so knowledgeable, very helpful. Even like the TAs. So professors wise, they are top tier. I'm happy to finally be in the master's portion.
I'm
and
really excited.
They are top tier. But so last 2 weeks ago, I had my OSCEs. And OSCE is like, to make it as simple as I can, it's like a simulation. I had like a patient actor, and it's like a scenario where I go, like I'm actually interviewing the patient, trying to figure out what's going on with the patient.
Is everybody watching you?
Girl, yes. So everybody was watching me.
That I think that's what would get me. It wouldn't be like the whole like OSCE. It'd be like turn around, look at the wall.
No. So they're literally, so the OSCE, it's like that's what makes it scary because you are being watched, you're being graded. So I entered the room. No one's in the room with me.
No, but they're watching you.
From a camera.
Yeah.
So there is not like a behind the glass or anything. They're literally like in a different room. There's like a camera somewhere in the room.
Got it.
And they can see everything. So we have 20 minutes to do the HPI, meaning like interview the patient about their chief complaint, do the old cards, see what's wrong, do the review systems, then give a diagnosis, and then give like a treatment plan for that. I had to do all of that in 20 minutes. And also like do like the assessments, like listen to heart sound, lung sound, blah, blah, blah.
I'll die.
So I was preparing the week of, I think I practiced on you, Kathy. I was like,
she was naked?
People. No, that's another thing. That was the beginning of the semester. So this was like the midterm OSCE. So I go in there, so I'm like, my heart is racing. So I look at I think they say you're not supposed to say. So I won't say like what the diagnosis was, I guess. So I look at the chief complaint and I write down the notes. I go on the patient. The patient was really sweet. I'm nervous, but I'm like, fake it till you make it, Linda. Fake it till you make it. So I'm, asking her about her symptoms. And in my head, we were taught it doesn't matter what the patient comes in for. Regardless, you still assess the lungs and you always assess the heart. Regardless if they're just coming in for a headache, you always assess that. And I know that. I knew that. It's in my head. I studied, I practiced. I'm like, always, no matter what the patient has, assess the lungs and the heart. So I'm doing the assessment, literally 20 minutes.
Oh, no.
She was telling me her symptoms were, what was her symptoms? Like, not shortness of breath. It was something like, it was like allergy symptoms or whatever. So I'm like, okay. She's saying she has some wheezing, some allergies, blah, blah, blah. I'm going to assess the lungs because it's respiratory. So I'm assessing the lungs. And so I'm asking her, let me go back. I'm asking her questions. And every time I get stuck, because I'm like, oh, shoot, like, I don't know what to ask next. Fake it till you make it, Linda. So I pretend I'm writing. I'm just writing, like, I'm writing, looking down on my paper saying, like, what I'm going to ask next, because at this point I'm stuck.
The patient's like, damn, I didn't say that much. Yeah. She going real in depth.
But if you look at my notes, it's just scribbled everywhere. So mind you, so they're like, oh, what your diagnosis is? I'm like, you have allergies. Mind you, that is not the diagnosis. I diagnosed the lady with not even, like in my head, I knew what it was, but I said allergies. It was something completely different. But I said allergies. She had wheezings. People, listening, she had wheezing, a little shortness of breath. Y'all put it together.
You'll figure it out.
What the patient actually had. But what I said was not it. It was not it. So.
But then at the same time, I feel like, damn, because I feel like it's happened to me before that you know what it is, but whatever comes out is not what it is. And you're like, what? It's not, I don't know what it is, something weird.
Yeah.
And then it's not connecting.
Yeah. I just stuck with it. I'm like, I already said it, so I'm just going to go with it. And I was like, yeah, you have allergies. I was suggesting you take some Claritin. I would suggest you to, you're like, she's like, bam, bam, bam. Yeah. I was like, I don't know. So, and then my professor came in the room with the patient, right? And they were like, give us some feedback.
And the patient's like, you almost killed me.
The patient was so sweet. She was like, you did a very great job. You made me feel comfortable as a patient. I liked how you actually interacted with me and asked about my daughter and try to make a connection. And she was like, the one feedback that I would give you is like, though you're talking to me, you're doing a lot of writing. So there was one moment like, if you need, I was actually thinking, she was like, if you need to write or write down something, just tell the patients like, hey, let me just jot this down.
Yeah.
So I won't just be sitting there. I was like, yeah, in my head, I was like, yeah, you're right. And that's the same thing the professor said. She was like, yeah, give a little bit more eye contact and just write down the key stuff. You don't have to write down everything. Like you'll be surprised how much you will remember with just talking to the patient. And then later you can write down everything, which I completely agree with. But me, I was trying to fake until I make it. There was some moments I got stuck and I was like just writing like, Linda, what are you going to say? What are you going to say?
I know what you're saying though. Cause you just remind me when I did my EMT, they actually made us diagnose the patient in front of like the other students, which I'm shy. And so I remember like they had given me the symptoms and I was like, I know it's and I knew what the step was. Like I knew what to do. but I doubted myself because I felt like they were watching me.
Mm-hmm.
And because they were watching me, I went with something else.
There was more pressure onto you.
But I was like, damn, I should have just gone with what
You
I knew,
should've.
but I got nervous.
Yeah. And mind you, I was nervous because they gave us 20 minutes. I was done in 15 minutes. Because I also forgot to do
The heart.
The heart.
Yeah.
In my head, always do lungs and heart. First of all, I just did listen to respiratory.
I bet you talking to the patient actually really kind of not mess you up, but like it makes you focus on the patient
More.
And you forget kind of some things.
And then like my anxiety forgets. So I forgot to do the freaking heart, and I forgot to do HEENT. The reason why I didn't do like HEENT stands for head, eyes, ears, and like the throat, whatever.
Yeah.
I didn't do that because, nose. I didn't do that because I was like, well, she's saying she has respiratory, but it's all connected. So when you're learning, like still, because she could have some sinuses problem. And if I'm claiming it's allergies, why not assess the nose, the eyes, and blah, blah, blah. I was like, yeah, I know that. During the time, I was freaked out. So it's stressful.
But again, you have to make these mistakes to learn.
And the feedback was great. And I know like what to do next time for the final. And another thing is the homework assignment that I have to do tonight. One of the assignments is to look at that video. First of all, I didn't know we were being recorded. So there's a big part of me that don't even want to look at the video because I'm scared.
Hey, it shows her just scribbling.
This shows how nervous Linda is because every time before we do simulation, they always tell you, we record this, guys.
They did not tell us. It wasn't even in the same simulation room.
Oh.
Because like the simulation room, I think that you're thinking of, you're behind a window. They can see you behind a double window. Like, no, this was actually like a little room somewhere with no windows. It's like somewhere in the room. Maybe
like a prison cell.
Yeah. Well, it looks like you go into a clinic. One of the clinic rooms, super small with that's how it was.
But did those 15 minutes feel like 30 or an hour?
Yeah, but it was weird because I was like, well, I think I'm done. And like the bell haven't rung yet to end the simulation.
That's the worst
so I was
feeling.
like, I'm asking the patient, like, do I stay? Do I go?
Are we done? Like, stop acting now?
Oh my gosh. That's hilarious.
So yeah, I'm kind of scared to look at my video because I don't know what to expect. Maybe I'll post it if I can. I probably won't, but maybe I'll post like a clip of it or something.
Just a funny
I'll for sure send it to you guys so y'all can laugh with me. But you'll definitely see me struggling.
Honestly, if you don't like it, you can always remember that video and be like, I want to do better.
And it was funny because they said that I appeared calm and confident. I was like, if they only knew what I was dealing with internally.
Oh my goodness. That's amazing though that you took it in so much to make it appear on the outside.
I tried.
Yeah.
Like, Linda reminds me of that SpongeBob meme. When they inside, like he's on fire, but on the outside, he's like.
Oh. Well, I'm proud of you.
Thank you. So that's like my little update. Like for me, school is going great in a sense. I'm just tired. I just feel like I have a lot going on. Where it's like I don't want to do anything, but I know I have to do things. Oh, and another thing is I signed up for 2 observation days for clinical. So I start clinical in the clinic next semester, and that'll be my same clinic until I graduate.
The one that warned you?
Huh?
The one that warned you?
The one that we all are scared of.
The one that she was like, oh, it's going to be difficult here.
Yeah, that one. So I signed up for next Friday. I want to say my first observation day, but I have a classmate who already did their observation day this past Friday. And she said, just to warn you guys, make sure you come prepared, bring your laptop and everything because it's not an observation day. They expect you to actually do stuff. And I was like, I thought I was just going to be observing, taking notes on my own in the background. And she said like that professor, our clinical instructor do not play any games. She expects us to know our stuff, which still scares me in a sense because she says she's super knowledgeable, but I'm like, for me, I don't care. It doesn't matter how knowledgeable that person is if they're not willing to teach us as a student.
That's crazy. You were going to say that because I was going to say the same thing. Like if if they're knowledgeable, it doesn't matter, because if I'm not able to connect with them too on a certain
Yeah.
level, I'm not going to be able to take that in.
No, same.
No.
And like for me, I need that person to be approachable, because if I don't feel that welcoming vibe,
You won't ask questions.
I won't ask
Yeah.
questions.
Completely.
And that's
like
me.
I'll feel like there's going to be a wall.
Yeah,
up.
and that's what I'm scared of. And
Yeah.
for my during pre-licensure for the RN portion, like my clinical instructor, like she, not to say she wasn't knowledgeable, but it was easy in a sense, because we were able to get around a lot of things from her. So I feel like during that time we didn't learn as much because we didn't have the best clinical instructor. Not all of them. It was just my peds and everything instructors, top tier. But like, yeah.
I feel like the instructor that you're referring is kind of like, that person needs to be knowledgeable, because that's your basis of,
Everything.
forward. Yeah.
And again,
So-
that's why it's an observation day, because you guys are not, qualified to do what they're doing. There's a reason why you're observing them.
But even in clinical, it's like we don't know everything, but we're there
Yeah.
to learn the skills. So when we, go off into practice on our own, we will know how to do it.
And again, like you said, when you don't do something for a long time, you kind of do lose that skill. So it's like you're not a practicing RN right now. So it's very understandable for you to be a little rusty in some things because you're not using them every day. And even like the whole like observation, right? Okay, let's say she does ask you to do stuff. The thing that I would expect someone to do would be like, have you done this before? Are you comfortable doing this?
Yeah, let me show you how to do it. If
Do you want me to show you? Or
and
do
it's
you want
literally our first date ever working with her, or even at that clinic.
What a great first impression.
Is there any way like your guys' class can like send an email to her and be like, we need better like guidelines to how this is going to work?
I don't. Honestly, I guess we'll see how it turns out. Because like I said, I haven't had my first day yet. I'm hoping it goes well. I'm going to see how it goes, because I know everything is subjective in a
I
way.
agree. I was going to tell you that too.
Yeah, because some people complain about stuff. I'm like, why are you complaining
Yeah.
about this? So I wonder how it is for me in person. With me, like I'm hoping I really like her, because with me
too.
there's so much I can take. After a while, I will like call you out on your stuff, and I don't want to do that.
No. You do
but
not want to be a Kathy rolling your eyes.
Yeah, no. So I'm hoping like I learn a lot from her, and I grow as a practitioner, because that's
that would be really exciting.
Because if not, I'm not wasting my time. I would ask to switch somewhere else. So I said, put me somewhere else, because I'm not wasting my time. I'm not wasting my money. I'm not learning anything. So we'll see. I'm hoping for the best. I'm praying for the
we
best.
are too. We're hoping for the best
Yeah.
too. For
So
you.
far, it
When
doesn't
is
sound
this?
good.
Friday.
Friday.
Oh, this
We're doing 2. Well, we have to do 2 each. So I'm going to do Friday. I'm going to do like a Wednesday and a Friday
How long is the shift?
from 8 to 5.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
Is it just you and her, or is it like more classmates coming?
So it would just be me as like right now and like within my little group, but there will be like upperclassmen there working, and then her as well.
Okay.
Yeah. And they said Fridays is such a busy day. So I should see a little bit of everything.
Well, I'm excied for you.
Mm.
I'm excited. My fingers are crossed. That,
yeah. Maybe it's just
that
like
you
that
get
one
to
person.
learn a lot, and
so.
that it's a welcoming and fun environment for you.
Yeah, because I would be pissed. I would honestly complain, because I do not want to. I actually want to learn. So when I become a practitioner, I know what to do. So that's when I first met her via Zoom, I was like, oh, she sounds strict, but she sounds like a person I will learn a lot from. Because like they say, if you're put in the hardest type of environment, everything else will become easy to you, because you already dealt with the worst. So that's what I was hoping. But if she's not willing to teach us as a student, it's like, what's the point of you being knowledgeable and not helping us?
Yeah.
So yeah, that's my update.
Especially because it's expensive.
Like it's really expensive. It's really,
and then
really
What's not expensive these days?
What's not expensive?
Not even water, girl. What is expensive?
Everything. You have to pay for every little thing. I want to say that's it for me. We'll close out the episode.
I think so.
Yeah. did.
Yeah, I think I did.
I don't know because I didn't know. Okay, I'm still going to talk. So just in case we want to include this, if not, I can cut it out.
Yeah.
But I noticed that you didn't give the update of your interview, so I didn't know if you wanted to talk
Yeah.
about that. 'Cause that's a big thing. Oh yeah, we went to Seattle, so we can.
Oh yeah, that update too.
I literally forgot.
I figured because I was like, that's a big update.
I know. I was like, because you know how she's like, and I'll say something later. And I was like, I thought it was the
The
interview.
trauma.
The trauma.
Oh my god! You gotta talk about it.
Oh,
can
the
you
trauma.
please?
No, okay, you guys. Yes, everybody. I have really not told a lot of people, but I did get an interview. Getting an interview, I cried my butt off just because to get an interview, I've heard some people will go the whole cycle and won't even get an interview. So to me, that was a big accomplishment.
It's a
like,
big deal.
huge. Like,
Yeah.
I cried so much, my eyes were swollen the next day. And the reason I cried so much was because it was for a school that I really liked. Like,
Yes.
I felt really connected to the school, and I was like, what? Like, I really like the school. So just to get the opportunity, it was everything. It was really everything. So yeah, I got an interview, and I did a lot of practicing with friends and everyone. If you're listening, thank you for the help that you helped me with preparing for it. But the interview was hectic.
Yes, I was there.
The interview was really hectic.
Tell us.
Oh, you don't know?
No.
The interview was hectic. So long story short, I was having tech issues, and I was late to my interview, and I got a phone call, and I was like, let me pick this up. Something was like, pick this up.
It's an important call, yeah.
I was like, something told me pick this phone call up. Because normally I would be like, no, I can't right now. Like, I'm busy. Like, I'm trying to like log on. And I picked it up, and they were like, oh, we were just wondering if you were coming to your interview. And I was like, yes, I'm sorry. Like, I'm having tech issues. I finally log on, and my interviewer says, well, first I apologize, and she says that, we're just going to try to get through what we can. And my heart sinks, basically.
Yeah.
And I think at this point, I was thrown off. Like, I was literally thrown off. Like, my body, my mind. I was just like, I was upset that I was having troubles logging on. I was like, ah. So like everything I wanted to say wasn't coming out the way I wanted to, because in the back of my head I was like, you already messed this up, Jasmine.
Yeah, you were already thinking of denied.
Yeah, I was like,
yeah,
you already messed up.
look,
Like,
yeah.
it's so rude to be late. Like, for me, if you're not early, you're late, kind of thing.
Yeah.
That's my mindset, So I was already bummed, and I'm talking mid-sentence, and the interview cuts off, and I was like, no.
Yeah.
I was like,
would
no.
cry.
Dude, me too.
I wanted to cry. Like, I was like holding it in, but I couldn't cry because I had another interview. Literally,
It was a 2-part interview.
It was a 2-part interview. So I had another interview in like 5 minutes. So
so you gotta keep it
so like
together.
my heart at this point, my
no.
heart is like pounding, racing. I want to cry. Like, I'm like, because I really like the school. If it was a school maybe that I didn't like, maybe I wouldn't have felt like as bad
pressured,
about.
yeah.
But anyways, the second interview, I'm like, all right, Jasmine, it is what it is. You gotta step it up now. That was what I was thinking. Like, you need to step it up. So I was just like, just be yourself. Like, just, I felt so confident with like the connection that I have with the school that I was just like, just be yourself. So the second interview went really well. A lot of less ums. And it went a lot better. And then I emailed the coordinator for the interview, and I was like, am I able to contact my first interviewer? Like, I wanted to, I guess, I don't know, like,
She wanted like to thank her, but then also see like, hey, can I try?
I wanted to thank her and just see what we could do about the fact that, it had cut off, and she was actually talking too. She was trying to talk. And she messaged me back, and she's like, she actually wants to reschedule your interview today.
At like 3.
At 3. Does this work for you? And I'm like, I guess this does.
It has to work.
It does.
Yeah.
I was like, I need them to know who I am.
Mm-hmm.
I need them to know like how much I feel I think this is the school for me.
Mhm.
And time comes, it's about 3:00 and
You're ready.
super good.
No tech issues.
No tech issues. It went really well. Connected with the with my interviewer, and he said that he can see the passion in me, which was really nice to hear, because just being able to tell from a little interview, I thought it was really nice. But yeah, it went really well. Fingers crossed. Pray for me. Especially because I really like the school. But yeah.
Got this. And the school is like within the state. It's in California.
Mhm.
It's not too far from where we live. So we can travel to see you easily or something.
I know, it would be really
So, like, I'm
nice.
praying.
But no matter what happens, just having got that interview was amazing.
Mhm.
Mm-hmm.
Of course, I want to get in. But I'm like happy with, what I did, with what was happening.
Yeah, because it could easily just be like, no, you don't got another chance. It is what it is, you know? And then, I don't know, I feel like they give you the second chance because of those little 15 minutes that they get to know you. They probably wanted to know more.
Kathy, I was thinking they wouldn't have given you the interview if they didn't see it in you. That was my thought.
So they were like, let's give it like a second chance because this girl, whatever little that I got from her, I want to
hear more.
I was hoping that they could see like how much I really like the school, because I know a lot of students will, and I get it, it's a part of the process where you like have to like lie and be like, this is the school for me. But I really did feel like that this is the school for me. Like, I've told Linda, like, practice interviewing, one of the easiest questions was why this school was so easy for me, because like I saw so many things in the program that I like really liked about the program, you know?
Mhm.
So,
yeah, it's funny, not funny, but when she was doing an interview, we were actually in Seattle. So we flew to Seattle for like the weekend for one of my friends' birthday, Vanessa's birthday. And so Vanessa and I was in the room. We were like listening to the interview. The
first one?
Oh my God. She was like, she need to stop saying, I was like, you were like, what the F just happened? Because all we hear is like the lady like talking and it cuts off. We're like, we look at each other like, what just happened? What just happened? And then we see Jasmine coming in the room like, yeah, guys, like, dang, like the interview just cut out of nowhere. But she did say, which I like, that the lady said before they started, she said that, she would try to like schedule another interview with her to try to give her a second chance. Because it's not fair. I think she literally only had 15 minutes to do the interview. She's supposed to have 30 minutes. So I love the fact that the lady said like, hey, like, let's try to figure this out. And they cut mid-sentence. I was like,
so you guys were suffering in the background with her.
You were listening.
It was sad. And they were like, stop when I came. Because like, how that little 5-minute, I came to tell them like, it went terrible. It cut off. Like, I was telling them like, I'm trying not to cry. And they're like, don't cry.
You don't got time for that.
No.
Like,
and then they were like, but don't say a lot. And I'm like, I never say a lot. And like, especially like in my practice interviews, like I always had people ask or tell me like, how many times did I say and they would be like, you only said it twice, or you only said it, whatever, which wasn't a lot. But like, I knew I was saying because I was so messed up.
You were thrown off.
Yeah.
I would have been thrown off.
Yeah,
I was so thrown off from like not being able to log on that I was like, it's over.
Yeah. I would have been probably trying to, I would have had to stop myself from crying during the interview, because I would have been like, dang, this is a bad look. Like, I'm coming late.
Yeah. Like,
so
I can so disrespectful.
I can see like why you were like thrown all over the place.
You did great.
I know, honestly.
You didn't cry. It was a plus because, like, you're so stressed out and then you're already thinking like, I messed up. Like, this is it. Like, you would cry. Like, you didn't lose it. You kept it together.
I was doing this.
Yeah.
So if you guys know, like, when you're trying to cry, you like move your eyes.
I just swallow. Like, when I try to cry, I'm like, swallow water. And I'm like,
yeah, because I feel like you probably get that thing in your throat. It's like, you're going to cry. The pain, like the ball in your throat.
Yeah.
Like, don't do it.
Yeah.
Your voice goes like, it'll start cracking a little bit. But she did great. She did so great. Yeah, she's so great. She did so great. We were like, okay, let's go celebrate. Like,
yeah, we celebrated after, which was really nice because after the first, like, after it cut off, I was like, I don't know how I'm going to do this day with the girls.
Yeah, we were like, nope, we're going to have some fun. You did great in the interview. And I do feel, because I feel like, I'm going to just give a little more detail in your story. So, like, the second time when she got the re-interview, it was a completely different person. So that's the reason why she said male. And I feel like that interviewer kind of like changed her mindset and kind of made like uplifted her in a way from like the positive comments that he was saying. Because from the first interviewer, she was like kind of sad, like, oh, you know, I didn't do my best, blah, 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 blah. So if that would have stuck with you and you didn't get a re-interview, it would have messed up your whole day. But because you had a different interviewer and he was like basically loved and y'all actually had like a great conversation, I'm like, okay, the rest of the day was great.
Honestly, yeah, he was just, I don't even know if I should be saying this, but he was like, my heart, he was like, I honestly wish you were already a student here. And I was like, stop, you're going to make me cry. Like, it was the cutest thing.
Oh,
it was really nice.
That's good.
Yeah.
I'm so happy for you. I'm happy
too.
that you got,
Fingers
that you were
crossed,
able to
fingers
turn it around what was going to be like a bad day to a good day.
No, yeah.
And then now we just got to wait. And I'm pretty sure you're going to get like, what's next? Another interview?
I'm on an interview hold for a different school.
No. But like,
For this school?
yeah. So is this it? Do you get two interviews?
That's it, dude.
When did they say you should hear back?
February.
That's going to come by fast.
Yeah. It's already December. Like,
Yeah, it's pretty much. It's going to come by. Go
I
by
don't
so
know,
fast.
but it's like they could see so many people, and you know, there's just so many things. It's hard to wait till February, but I should have done this already, but I'm gonna send a follow-up email.
Oh, you're supposed to do that the same day.
The
girl.
reason why I didn't was because I couldn't remember my email wasn't working, so I didn't want to do it over there. I wanted to wait till I came back. And then here, I want to look for her email because the coordinator, I don't know if she's going to send it to her or if she's going to give me her email. So, and then remember how I told you some schools have a different process where they don't want a direct email from?
Yeah.
So I have to figure out who to email.
Yeah, no, you definitely figure that out because it's always good to send a follow-up email.
I want to.
Like, at least by the second day.
No.
After my interview, the lady that in LA, I sent a message right away.
Yeah.
But I just want to thank her for even having given me the opportunity to you know.
Yeah.
Because that was a lot.
and I didn't know about the email thing until Linda told me.
Always.
Just like always send, and I'm like, okay.
Even with a job interview, I
Yeah.
always send like a thank you email for them taking the time out of their day to even interview you. Like always. It's good.
Yeah, guys. So that was an update for us 3. I hope you guys enjoy it and you guys learn some stuff or laugh with us a little
Laugh
bit
it
throughout
out.
the episode.
We're going to give random updates because life is hard over
And
here.
it's going.
It's going
Yes.
ups and downs. So we're going to continue to give our life updates.
Yeah. I'm sorry for all my cussing.
Yeah, that's
Yeah,
what editing I have to do.
Yes.
I'm leaving it in. I'm not editing all the extra stuff.
But yeah, you guys, if you guys have any suggestions or any comments or any topics that you guys want us to touch in future episodes, please email us to apotentdoseof3@gmail.com. Follow us on Instagram at apotentdoseof3.
And you can follow me at Linda the FNP.
And if you're struggling out there, remember, baby steps.
Baby steps.
You'll get there.
Peace next time.
Bye.
Bye.